Hi, this is Riddick Big Daddy BOWE, two-time former world heavyweight champion, and you're watching Cool True Sports.
True School Sports.
True School Sports.
There you go, champ. Thank you.
Alright, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm here in the UK, and look who I found, my main man, Raphael Dawkins.
Yes.
Raphael Dawkins Radio. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll leave the link for you guys right over here. So you guys,
Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio.
Combat Radio, up and coming channel. You know, this guy used to slaughter people on the Boxing Boys, and now he's got his own thing going on. So I'm happy to be in the UK here with him. And I'm glad he's taking time out to come talk to me. Right now we're at McDonald's, at Mackey's. You guys call it Mackey's?
Yeah, Mackey's, the first milkshake in years.
Yeah.
It's going down very nice. Thank you, McDonald's.
Shout out to McDonald's, unofficial sponsor. But just going into the boxing, Raphael, I wanted to get your thoughts on the recent performance of Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz. That's a talk in British boxing right now.
Yeah. Joshua Ruiz.
Yeah.
After the first fight, it was like, wow, what to expect? You don't even know what to expect in the second fight. Because the first fight didn't really go the way we anticipated. So it was like difficult to know exactly what to expect. And I was flip-flopping, to be honest. I was flip-flopping between,
Same here.
is Joshua gonna execute or is Ruiz gonna be a repeat? You know, so it was very difficult to know what was gonna happen. I was flip-flopping. Cold draft closed the door. Flip-flopping all over the place. But obviously, very happy with the results. Very happy.
It's the best year I've ever seen in boxing his entire career. I was telling my friend, the way he was moving and the way he was using the ring, it was very, to me, from my perspective, it was very reminiscent of, like, you remember Larry Holmes fought, like, Leon Spinks and how he was moving?
Yeah.
That's how he looked like when he was moving in the ring against Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Like the British Larry Holmes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Joshua studies these people. He studies the Larry Holmes. He studies the Riddick Bowes. He studies the Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he studies the Lennox Lewis. And he did what he was supposed to do, but the only thing he did it better than we thought he could do it. You never expected him to be floating like that.
Oh, it's beautiful, you know. And you know, he came into the fight a lot lighter. You didn't see him with the big, bulky, you know, bodybuilder type muscles. So
Can't put him in the bodybuilder anymore.
you can't. You gotta.
Can't put him in the bodybuilder anymore.
And you know, like in America, there's a big segment of fans in America who kind of hate Anthony Joshua.
Big time.
So
Big
like
time.
this performance has kind of thrown them for a loop at the moment.
Same way they hated Lennox Lewis though. For some strange reason, there's a perception in America that UK can't box. You know, even though Lennox Lewis was raised in Canada, there's still that perception. He fought for Canada in the Olympics. There's still that perception that UK cannot box.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Americans that don't want to acknowledge that, hey, you know, there's some great fighters besides people in America. The world is bigger than America.
The world's bigger than America. I mean, what is the home? What is the home of boxing? Where is the home of boxing? You know, Queensbury rules. Where does Queensbury? Marquis the Queensbury.
England.
Yeah. You know, so this is the home of boxing, guys. I mean, you know, people who rational thinkers who can put aside their preconceptions and prejudices will understand that, you know, many a great boxer has hailed from the UK.
Absolutely.
You know, England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. So you just have to take the blinkers off. You know, take them off.
Yeah.
Woo-woo. Look at the world, and you know you'll see greatness.
Acknowledge that there's great fighters from everywhere, not just America.
Everywhere. You know.
Okay.
America, Canada, excuse me, Mexico, Panama, Nicaragua, Argentina, Jamaica, the body snatcher. Let's not forget the body snatcher. Mike McCallum. Shout out to Mike McCallum. I know you're watching. I know you're a subscriber. You know, greatness from everywhere, man. Okay. And so, including the UK and Lennox. I mean, Joshua. He put on a stellar performance, better than I expected, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan. think we're allowed to be fans just because we have channels. You know, I mean, we can't be fans. If you're not a fan, then you shouldn't have a channel.
Thanks. I agree. Because what's the point? What's the point of covering the sport and being a robot if you're not going to be, have fun watching the fights?
100.
Yeah. It's
100.
It's like tonight on ESPN right now. We have Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Comey. And I have a lot of interest in that fight because Teofimo Lopez, as an amateur, he trained in my area at the Davy Powell. So I've been hearing about Teofimo Lopez from when I was boxing, when I was 18, 19 years old. And I used to hear about his name all the time, just in amateur tournaments. And now he's fighting for the world title. So this is big for me. So I'm hoping he goes out there and wins tonight. Does South Florida proud.
Of course, he's from your area. And I mean, he's got every chance of doing it.
Yeah.
He's got every chance of doing it. Comey, with the experience, is the experience going to be too much for him? Comey's experience. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
On the fence. This video is probably going to come out after they fight. But if you had to make a prediction, who would you say wins Comey versus Lopez?
Well, I know a lot of people are going with Lopez because he's the up-and-coming guy. He's the guy who's supposed to do it. And I'm sticking with, and he may do it. But I'm just going to stick with the experience.
And Comey.
And Comey. The increased experience of Comey,
Fair enough.
I'm sticking with experience.
I'm going with Lopez, but not how most people would think. Like most people would say he's gonna win, be a knockout. I'm gonna go with a decision. I think his athleticism, his speed, his lateral movement will do it. It'll be enough to offset a very game Richard Comey. I think Comey's gonna give him some problems because Comey gets everybody problems.
Right.
He's not someone to play with in that ring.
Of course. It's going to be youth versus experience at the end of the day. Youth the experience.
Heading back over to Joshua.
Yeah.
And heavyweights. That's where the talking boxing is, the heavyweights. How do you see the landscape right now? Like what would you rank the heavyweights as far as 1 to 3 or 1 to 5?
Joshua's back on top.
Number 1. So you got him as number 1 heavyweight in the world.
Back on top. Numero uno. Primo. He's the only guy who's unified. Okay. Fury beat Klitschko in one fight and became unified champion. Lineal champion. And unified in that one fight.
He was.
But Joshua it was a longer process. He was Martin, Klitschko, and then Parker. But those are the 3 fights he needed to get all those belts. So he became unified over the course of 3 different fights.
Over a body of work.
That's the body of work we're looking at. We're looking at the body of work, and then you look at so he's won. He lost, took a L, which all the greats do. Rule out Marciano, and there's question marks there. That's a different video.
Different video.
Yeah. What happened to Sonny Liston? Rocky? What happened to Sonny Liston, Rocky? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but what happened to Sonny Liston? Do you forget about him? You forget about the bear?
Yeah, he lost his phone number.
Lost his phone number, he lost his pen. You know what I'm saying? Lost his pen. So you got sorry, where's my train of thought? You got Joshua and number 2. They're 2 peas in a pod in a sense.
Yeah.
Fury and Wilder. They're equally bad. You know what I'm saying? They're equally bad in terms of their desire to fight the top guys. Fury will fight the top guy once every 5 fights.
Yeah.
Okay, Wilder is marginally worse than Fury in that regard because he'll fight the top guy once in every 40 fights. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Wilder's 4 times as bad when you look at the.
I never heard it put that way.
When you look at it as a mathematical equation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it in jest, but it's in truth as well. But at least Wilder was around. He stuck around. He didn't retire. He didn't get depressed and retire.
He has a body of work as champion.
He's got a body of work, even though the caliber of the work is questionable.
They say he fights bin men.
Fights bin men. The garbage man. Uber drivers. Bin men and Uber drivers. I say it partially in jest, but partially in truth. But like I said, at least he didn't disappear. Wilder didn't disappear. When Fury disappeared and decided he was gonna, live on the kebabs and the beer,
He probably came to this Mackey's a couple of times.
He probably came to this very Mackey's. They should have a plaque. Somewhere. disrespectful that they didn't do that. Yeah, so Wilder number 2 because he stuck around.
Okay, fair enough.
Fury. Who's next 3? Is it Fury or Ruiz?
Fury, Ruiz, you have Dillian White, you know.
Well, I don't know. I'm saying who's 3. I mean, is it Fury or Ruiz or Dillian White or even Dillian White?
Yeah, because you could argue that Dillian White, despite the fact he never won a title, has probably a better body of work than the majority of the heavyweights that have won titles.
Yeah, I think he's got a better body of work than Wilder.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Dillian White in 3.
3, okay.
In 4, that's a tussle between Ruiz and Fury. I'm gonna go Fury.
Okay.
4 and 5 Ruiz.
Okay, so you got Joshua, Wilder, White, Fury, Ruiz. Okay, fair enough. I think you make some valid points.
Based on the body of work.
Yeah.
You judge a man by
Consistency.
You judge a fruit by the tree. You judge a tree by the fruit. Likewise, you judge a man by his works.
Fair enough. Okay. I personally have Fury number 1. I just think, okay,
What's your rationale?
my rationale is this, okay? Vladimir Klitschko was one of the longest reigning heavyweight champions of all time. This guy took him apart. Okay? That's probably, I know Joshua has more amount of quality win, but in terms of the quality of the win you got,
That's the masterpiece.
that's the masterpiece. That is the holy grail.
Yeah.
All the wins at heavyweight right now.
Yeah.
Then when you factor in, you know, if you want to go like early in his career when he fought like, I know some people rate Derek Chisora, but he fought undefeated Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
I'll box him a couple times. I count those as 2 quality wins early in his career. Then he fought, you know, then he's fought like the Deontay Wilder fight obviously was very controversial. I thought he won that fight. Most people believe he won that fight, but the
Fury.
Fury, yeah.
Okay, I think he got knocked out.
You think he got knocked
I
out?
think he got knocked out.
You're the first Brit I've heard say that, so that shows that here I'm biased. 'Cause every British person
I think he got knocked out. Don't get it twisted either. I bought a ticket to the fight.
Did you too?
I bought a ticket to the Fury Wilder fight because I thought Fury was gonna pull
Upset.
the surprise because everybody expected Wilder to win that.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna pull a surprise, and then I was waiting to buy the flight and the accommodation, but I was waiting for the undercard to be announced because I had in my head that the undercard was going to be stellar. It was going to be a stellar undercard.
No.
And it was absolute.
Yeah, that's
It
not
was
how that's how Al Heyman cards don't work that way though, most of the time. They don't
It
stack
was
the undercards.
absolute. I could not believe how ish that undercard was. And I sold my ticket.
I can't even remember who was on the undercard.
Joyce was on there, I think.
Joe Joyce?
Ortiz was on there, but they were all
Joe
against.
Joyce fought, I think Joe Hanks,
Exactly.
heavyweight.
Exactly.
Co-main. I can't. I don't even remember what the co-main
It
event
was
was for
horrible.
that fight.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So I immediately sold my ticket. So what I'm saying is that I went in that thinking that Fury was going to pull the upset, but what I saw was him getting knocked out and the referee dancing around and doing the tango.
Okay.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that? So yeah, I think that Wilder won that fight by knockout. Any other referee wouldn't have even continued the count after 3.
Yeah.
Fury was dead.
I thought he was dead.
He was dead. He was clinically. Fury
I
for
was
a couple
sad for about 5
was
seconds.
clinically dead. Fury was clinically dead for around 5 seconds.
But he did get up though.
But he got up. He resurrected.
And he probably won the rest of that round.
He did win the rest of that round. But to me, he got knocked out.
Yeah. So it should be null and void what happened after that point. Yeah.
Well, a draw. If you get knocked out and you get a draw, you gotta be happy.
Yeah.
You get knocked out in the fight and you wake up and they tell you it's a draw.
He's not looking at it that way.
Who?
Fury. He's not looking at it that way.
How's he looking at it?
He's looking at it saying, I was robbed of the biggest comeback in boxing history.
How are you robbed when you got knocked out?
He said that plenty of times in interviews.
How can you be robbed when you got knocked out? You get knocked out and then you wake up and they say it's a draw. You should be happy.
Yeah.
You should be going to church, saying your Hail Marys, for life. Every Sunday after that.
Well, I thought he won. I actually don't think the referee handled it the wrong way. Actually, I think the referee was okay with how he handled it.
Yeah, there's that point of view as well. I'm not mad at any point of
Because
view.
I feel like in a championship fight, you should try to give the fighter a chance to
Every
finish the fight.
opportunity, yeah.
finish
Every
it.
opportunity.
And to be fair, he did get up,
Yep.
and he made sure that Fury could actually walk to him.
that's more wasted time
Yeah.
for the other
Yeah.
fighter. You're penalizing the other fighter now. You're penalizing the other fighter. I mean, Jack Reese, he's like Jack Reese. That's the name of the ref. He's a bit of a. There's a UFC ref back in the day.
What was his name?
Larry Landis. And almost every fight he was in, it was like he was the star of the fight.
Was he?
He was jumping around, stuck there. No. Somehow,
Yeah.
he's like. It's like somebody who's supposed to have a walk-on part in a film and they keep on jumping in the scene, you know what I'm saying? That was Larry Landis, and I think Jack Reese is similar. He just finds a way to...
So he's a Larry Landis of
He's a
boxing.
Larry Landis of boxing. Old school MMA people will remember Larry Landis.
Okay, so shout out Larry Landis.
Shout out to Larry Landis, wherever you are now. They got rid of him, they booted him.
Okay.
Got him out of there.
But yeah, I thought he should have got the decision against Wilder, even though you think he got knocked out.
Even though he got knocked out. Well, listen, if you can get knocked out and get a decision, fair play to you.
The only guy that can do it is Canelo.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet, but that's
Yeah,
Canelo.
only Canelo can do that. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I would have Fury 1. I'd have Wilder 2. I'd have AJ at 3. I'd have White at 4, and I'd have Ruiz at 5.
Say that again?
So I would have Tyson Fury be my number 1.
Yeah.
Wilder's my number 2. AJ is my number 3. Dillian White would be my 4, and Andy Ruiz would be my 5.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like Wilder, even though people want to say he's fought bums, listen, I don't care how many bums you fight. If you knock out 40 people in 41 fights and you drop every man you step in the ring with, I mean, he dropped Tyson Fury in the 12th round.
Yeah.
The best, probably the hardest heavyweight to clip like that in the 12th round fight.
Yeah.
So that shows you how dangerous he is. That shows you that you have to really, really be perfect for 12 rounds. And he only has to be perfect for 2 seconds, like you would say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you deserve credit, and also that builds up your confidence.
Yeah.
If you were knocking out everybody you step in the ring with, then that's going to breed confidence. You know what I'm saying? It breeds confidence. And I think cherry picks are part of the game. You know? No, seriously, I think cherry picks are part of the game. Where
And sometimes it's good for a fighter.
I think cherry picks are really good for a fighter sometimes. You know, strategic cherry picks, and then building a fighter up strategically. Just putting them in. I mean, just putting them in with guys who are just moving their talents up, moving their skill level up, just gently. I think in that respect, he's been marvelously handled. However, there's a flip side to that strategy. The flip side to that strategy is that the flip side to that strategy is that the public are not going to be as invested in you.
Yeah, and they're not going to believe that you're as good as
from.
your record indicates.
Sorry?
They're not going to believe that you're as good as your record indicates.
Yeah, because they know you've been fed a diet of cherries, primarily. He's lived on cherries. The man's was it vegetarian or fruitarian or he just lives on fruits.
Can make cherry smoothies.
Hey man, that guy's a walking cherry dispensary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, once again, credit where credit's due. You know, it's got him to where it's got him. Now, where it's actually got him to, that's highly disputed because you know, the numbers never seem to come out straight with that guy.
Yeah, as far as
always seems to be some
numbers and things like that.
Always seem to be some number fudging. Always ambiguity, always confusion. You know, the guy lives on confusion. He can't be straightforward. He can't have a straightforward number because there's too much fudging going around it. And that's the flip side of having a career that was so carefully
managed.
You know.
I've actually been to a Wilder fight.
Okay. You remember which one it was?
It was the second Stavert fight at Barclays Center.
Okay.
I was at that one.
Okay.
I was there because my friend lost to Sean Porter that night at Adrian Granados. I was there to support him. But Wilder fought in the main event.
Yeah.
And it's funny because so when you go, it's at a basketball arena. So when you go to when I went to Wilder fight, you know, there's the lower level where most people sit. There's the mid level, which is where like the executives and usually kind of sit.
Yeah.
And then you have the nosebleeds, the cheap seats. You know, it's like there's like 4 quadrants. There's like
so you was in the nosebleeds.
I was in the nosebleeds. Yeah. So there's 4 quadrants. There's the right side, there's here, there's the left side, and then there's where I'm sitting. Right?
Yeah.
The only part of the nosebleeds they used was my side. The right side, the left side, and the side across the arena was not empty. They had curtained it off. But they want to show you that on TV.
Damn.
Yeah. And this is the heavyweight champion of the world in America.
This is
New
the
York City.
American heavyweight champion.
In New York City.
This is the American heavyweight. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is he the heavyweight champion of the world, or is he the American
Well, the
heavyweight?
American heavyweight.
He's the American heavyweight.
Yeah.
You can't call that the American champion, the heavyweight champion of the world. He's the American heavyweight,
Yeah. So
and that's a shame. That's a shame. That's as a result of how he's been managed.
and then his fans who will probably be in the comments of this video, they say I'm hating when I just point out what I've seen with my own eyes, and I got 4 of them, so they work pretty good.
You're just talking the facts.
Yeah.
You were there. They weren't. And that's the problem. You were there, and they weren't. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, and I often say too with Wilder fans, it's like I'm probably a bigger fan than you are because most of y'all haven't even gone to this place.
You've paid to
I
watch
paid
it.
harder money and then flew. I flew from Miami to New York to go watch a fight.
They won't catch a bus to down the bottom of the road to watch it.
So
That's a shame.
that's facts, man.
And that's that's because of how he's been managed. He's been managed on these cherries, so nobody can get invested in that.
Yeah, because how good are you really if you're knocking out ex-football players and Audley Harrison,
players, Audley Harrison, Uber drivers,
Bin Man,
men. It's
McDonald's cooks.
just a sad. It's just the way he's been managed. I mean, he had the opportunity to unify.
With
With
Joshua.
Joseph Parker, with Joseph, even
Yeah.
before that,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Joseph Parker.
Joseph Parker came to his fight.
Joseph Parker came to his fight to, try and get something popping, and what happened?
Nothing came about.
Nothing came about. They offered him something like $1 million, and Joshua offered him 6. So that once again, now we're talking about the economic power. We don't even want to go into that because
Yeah,
we'll
'cause-
be here all day
That's it.
with deniers.
Arguing about who, because his fans will say he's the A side. I'm like,
How
how?
was he the A side?
How?
That was the A side. He couldn't afford to give Joshua. He couldn't afford to give Joseph Parker. He couldn't afford to buy him a Happy Meal.
He couldn't even get in the big tasty.
He couldn't even get him a big tasty. He was like, well, how much is that? How much is that?
Yeah.
It's cheaper in Alabama.
So yeah, hopefully though we do get to see Joshua versus Wilder because it's a fight that boxing I think needs.
Yeah.
Especially
And-
I think in the
And
States.
now, you got Wilder talking about, he's worried about coming to the UK. He don't want to come to the UK. It's the home of boxing. That's where we are now. We're in the UK. Home of boxing. What's wrong with you? What kind of an individual are you? A bit like Ruiz, scared to come to the UK and fight because they know it's the home of boxing. These guys have got to grow some balls.
I mean, I'm out here, so
You're
I-
not even a pro.
I'm not even a pro.
You're not even a pro.
I've been to the UK just as many times as Wilder has in his career.
It's terrible.
And he came here for Audley Harrison. That's the only reason he
Audley
came here.
Harrison.
He wouldn't have come here if it was
Ordinary Harrison. He came here for ordinary. He didn't have no problem in coming for ordinary Harrison, but he won't come here for Dillian White. I don't know why Dillian White has got that guy so shook. It's a crying shame.
Okay, we'll talk about that actually. What do you make of that? What do you make of that situation between White and Wilder? As far as White.
I don't know. White has said that Suleiman wants to make the fight, but the hold-up is Wilder. I don't know why Wilder is so well. I think I do know. But Wilder just seems terrified. Wilder fought Weasel, no problem. He fought Stavern the second time, no problem. All of those times he fought Ortiz. All of those times, the second time. All of those times, all of those opportunities. All of those were opportunities which Wilder denied. But when he denies himself, when he denies taking those opportunities, he is denying himself greatness.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He has the opportunity to meet these guys, fight these guys, and he's denying himself. He's taking himself out of the competition.